Picture a man who has lived his entire life with a withered hand. In a first-century Jewish community, this is not just a physical limitation. Work is difficult. Participating in the religious life of the community is complicated. His limitation is visible every time he walks into a room. He walked into the synagogue on the Sabbath. Jesus was there, and the Pharisees were watching. Matthew 12 tells us they were looking for a reason to accuse Jesus, so they asked him directly, "Is it lawful to heal on the Sabbath?" Jesus answered with a question. "If any of you has a sheep and it falls into a pit on the Sabbath, will you not take hold of it and lift it out? How much more valuable is a person than a sheep?" Then he turned to the man and said, "Stretch out your hand." He stretched it out, and it was completely restored. Matthew 12:13. The Pharisees watched a man's hand heal before their eyes, and their immediate response was to begin plotting how to kill Jesus. Think about that for a moment. They could watch a miracle and see only a violation. That is what happens when rules become more important than the people the rules were designed to protect. The Sabbath was a gift from God, a day of rest and renewal, modeled on God's own rest after creation. It was meant to restore people, to remind them that they were not defined by their productivity. But centuries of interpretation had turned that gift into a burden. Jesus said, "The Sabbath was made for man, not man for the Sabbath." He was not abolishing the law. He was showing them what it was always for. And then Matthew quotes a prophecy from Isaiah written 700 years before. "A bruised reed he will not break, and a smoldering wick he will not snuff out." Isaiah 42:3. Let that image sit with you. A bruised reed, bent and cracked, no longer able to make music. Most people would just break it off and throw it away. A smoldering wick, just smoke and a dying ember. Most people would just blow it out. Jesus does neither. He cups his hand around the wick. He holds the reed gently. Where have you felt like a bruised reed? Like the damage in your life has made you unusable, not capable of making music anymore? Where have you felt like a smoldering wick, almost out, barely holding on, wondering if there is anything left? This passage is for you. He does not come to the people who have it together. He comes to the bruised. He comes to the almost extinguished. There is nothing broken in your life that puts you outside the reach of what Jesus can do. The man with the withered hand just stretched it out. That is all. He showed up. He stretched it out. What would happen if you did the same thing today? If this episode gave you something to think about, leave a comment below. Tell me, what feels like a bruised reed in your life right now? Share this with someone who needs to hear that being broken does not disqualify you. A bruised reed he will not break, and a smoldering wick he will not snuff out. Isaiah 42:3, fulfilled in Matthew 12. Episode 12 is next. Follow Wisdom Waves so you do not miss it.